Welcome, everybody. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious, bright, sunny, not quite as warm as yesterday, but still bright and sunny downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. Streaming at WMNHradio.org and on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. And, of course, you can also go to mattconnerton.com, and all your streaming options are there as well, and ways to interact with the show. And hello again to our new friends at Raw Talk Online. And it's a glorious day. It feels a little bit like spring. Getting there anyway. You know, I if you're a longtime listener, you've heard me say it, but I always like to think of March 1st as the first day of spring, even though I realize technically once we get to March, we still have a few weeks of winter left, according to that pesky calendar. But, you know, when I was growing up, my dad always said he likes to think of winter as just being January and February. Just as easier psychologically, unless you're a big fan of the winter months, which I am not. And neither is my dad. So I've always thought of March 1st as the first day of spring, because sometimes, you know, once you get to March, it really does warm up pretty quickly. And other times it's not so much. But even if you have a terrible blizzard and blustery cold, you know you're in the home stretch once you get to March 1st. So it's easier to take. Except for that one year. My fellow New Hampshireites might remember this a few years ago. We had that winter where we had this really amazing February. Like January was kind of normal, and then February was very, very easy. And I remember, like, I think it was the last day of February. I think it was February 28th. I remember actually walking around outside in 60-degree weather, no jacket, thinking, well, another pretty easy winter. I'll take it. You know, another early spring. And then March showed up and kicked us in the teeth over and over again. It was like we got the entire month of February in March, and we got what would normally be March and February. It was very bizarre. So you just never know, my friends. You just never know. Anyway, so welcome. We have an exciting show planned. Eazy-G, our intrepid entertainment reporter, will be joining us at 4:30 p.m. for his entertainment report. He'll be Skyping in. And then in the second hour, we'll be joined via Skype by Mr. Alex Whiteley, all the way from the UK. Jenny and I were on Alex and Tom's podcast over the weekend. I'm not sure if that's up yet, because they it's not live. They recorded in advance. I'll have to ask him when he joins us, when he Skypes in during the 5 o'clock hour. I'm going to wait till the 5 o'clock hour, and I will ask him then about that. So, meanwhile, if you would like to join us, you can. 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. I did just get a text message from John Hopwood on the text line, but that's not something to share on the air. All right. Let's see. By the way, I do want to remind you, of course, we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. And they do have delicious gourmet pretzels. They have craft beer. They have wine. It's a wonderful place. And it is Thursday. And Thursdays is trivia night. So if you want some trivia and some delicious food and wonderful drinks, I suggest going to the Hop Knot, or you can always get it to go. They do carry out. And remember, too, if you get the mask there, you can get those really cool-looking Hop Knot masks. They're only $10. And then if you wear the mask, you know, you got to wear a mask to enter the premises anyway, because they're very committed to doing things safely. But if you wear your Hop Knot mask, you get 10% off your order for carry out. So it's very, very cool. And they do everything very safely there if you do decide to stick around and eat there or drink there. The tables are nice and spread out. They do clean and sanitize very consistently and diligently. And probably most important, the staff, of course, they do follow the rules, and they are masked. Even out back in the kitchen, the staff is fully masked at all times for the sake of everyone's safety. So we're very honored and privileged to have them as a sponsor. Great food, great service, and a wonderful family that owns and operates it. The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. That's also where the post office box is for my business, but that means nothing to you. But anyway, 603-250-6007 if you'd like to call in. And the nice thing about having Eazy-G, by the way, on Skype is you can call during his entertainment report because the phone line isn't tied up. So say you're Scott Robinson and you need some clarification on those Amanda McCarthy tour dates, and I see you in the chat room, Scott. That is an option available to you. Let's see. We'll say hello to everybody in the chat room. Speaking of which, hello to Wayne Noel, all the way from Michigan. Wayne is a top fan and says good afternoon. Eazy-G is in the chat room as well. Eazy-G is a top fan, of course. In addition to being our entertainment reporter, he says, "Oh no, Matt is all by himself. How will he be able to do the show? Ha 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 ha." Well, yes, but I'm not really alone. You're all with me. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? So now the nice thing about doing a political talk show is you can do it with people or alone. It's it's very versatile that way, because with politics there are always things to talk about, and it's easy to just certain radio formats you can do with people or alone, and it's easy to go between those the various configurations. Political talk is one of them. A lot of political talk is it's just one person kind of monologuing and taking calls and whatnot. Sports talk is another one. A lot of sports talk shows that you might hear, very often it's just one person, or sometimes it's multiple people. It depends. But that's another thing, because sports, like with politics, there's always many things to discuss and opine about. Yeah, Wayne says in the chat, he'll pull it off somehow. Yes. Dan Lavasser in the Facebook live chat says, anyone see Sununu on TV saying New Hampshire does not need stimulus funds? How about all the businesses that are failing? Yeah, I noticed, I didn't get to see or hear any of it. I noticed that Governor Sununu, as I was coming into the building, I got an alert on my phone from WMUR that Governor Sununu was speaking, the COVID-19, what do we call it? Not task force. That's federal. Response team, I think. The COVID-19 response team was doing one of their briefings, but I didn't get to see or hear any of it. But of course, we need stimulus funds, and there are businesses here that could use the help. Absolutely. We got to get that money, or somebody else does. Eazy-G points out the governor has egg on his face. Oh, my goodness. Well, Jenny is in the Facebook live chat. Jenny says, shalom, peeps. Speaking of peeps, by the way, well, you know what? I'll save that discussion for when Eazy-G calls in. Scott Robinson says, good afternoon, Matt and his people. Oh, my people. I like the way that sounds. Oh, we have a call. We'll grab this. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
It's Ridley.
Dave Ridley of the Ridley Report. How are you?
I'm good.
What's going on?
Well, is he saying, so is the governor saying that we don't need any, did you say that he said the governor's saying we don't need any more stimulus funds from the feds?
I don't know, because I'm getting this secondhand in the Facebook live chat. I didn't actually see or hear. I didn't get a chance. I think the briefing had just started as I was coming into the building, so I haven't seen or heard any of it. So I don't know. That's what somebody in the chat room was saying. Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, if when Chris Sununu says something pro-freedom, you don't get in his way, right? You let him do it. if that's what he did, because that would be the pro-freedom thing, is for the government to not take money from some people and give it to other people through stimulus.
But if there's stimulus money available, Dave, if the federal government is making stimulus money available, why shouldn't New Hampshire try to get our share of it? Because if it doesn't come here, it just goes somewhere else. It's not like the money's not going to get spent. It's not like if we don't grab some of that money, we're all going to get a rebate check from the government on our taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I don't get one anyway. They never sent me anything. So, I can ultimately, where does it stop? I mean, because A has happened, we have to do B. Because B has happened, well, we better do C. You just have to say no at some point and stop taking money from the government. I don't take money from the government.
Dan Lavasser, who made the original comment, is also saying in the chat, Sununu said we have a surplus, yet people are going under, businesses and residents. That's something I've never quite understood, because from what I do understand, and I haven't, my specialty is more national politics, not state, but I've always heard and read that this state runs a fairly large budget surplus, and yet the money, even in times of crisis, that money isn't touched. And I'm not sure I entirely understand why, or by entirely, I mean, I'm not sure I understand at all. But again, it's not something I've looked at. Do you know, Dave? Do we run at a surplus, New Hampshire?
Well, I don't think they run a deficit like some states. The situation here, as usual, the communist structures set up around the country, they just don't misbehave quite as badly here, and they don't overspend quite as badly here.
Yeah. Well, all I know is I want some of that. I want some of that surplus. I'm not surplus. I want some of that stimulus. If the stimulus is going somewhere, let New Hampshire have some of it. We have the first in the nation primary. Damn it, give us some of that money. That's what I say.
It's stolen property, Matt.
I know we're never going to agree on this, Dave, but we are in we're in a crisis situation. I'd like to save some businesses. You know what I mean? Heal some babies and save some businesses.
They become zombie businesses if they're funded that way.
They become non-existent if we don't save them.
Well, I mean, I hate that, but
I know
ultimately,
you do.
if a business can't survive without government handouts, it shouldn't survive.
But if the government is saying you have to close temporarily or you have to operate in a restricted fashion because of the pandemic, shouldn't the government also try to help these businesses not go completely under? I mean,
what's the saying? The government breaks your leg and then hands you a crutch. That's what the government does.
Well, here's the thing. Well, I don't entirely disagree with the sentiment, but I think if the government's going to hand, I'd rather the government. Let me put it this way: if the government's going to break my leg, I'd rather they hand me a crutch after than just leave me lying on the street, unable to get up and walk.
I don't know. That's hard. I can't. But I can't. Again, I can't advocate accepting stolen property.
Or maybe a wheelchair. I don't know. Something. Give me something. Send me, or send someone with a stretcher to put me on. I don't know. Don't just break my leg and leave me there. I might get run over by a car.
No, this is not rocket science. The government, like there's that saying, freedom's not free. Actually, freedom is free. The government doesn't have to do anything. What it has to do is nothing, spend no money. You get better results when they do that than what they're actually doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty skeptical about that, but I think we're never going to agree philosophically on that. I think in a much more perfect world, what you're suggesting might work, but I think we need government. I'm sorry, Dave. I tried to be a good libertarian. I tried for a while, but it's not working out for me.
Well, I'm an emergent behavior guy. The reason that flocks of birds work out well is not because there's a bird in charge, but because the birds each try to stay about 3 meters from the bird in front of them, or the bird is to the right side of them, right? The fact that the bird does the right thing for his immediate area and his immediate situation results in things working out well for all the birds, right? So if you're a bird who's doing something, if you're the bird that is accepting stolen property and trying to get more property stolen so that you can have it, and you're helping the government and the government's helping you, you're not a bird that's flying in formation anymore. You're a bird that's messing up the way the flock works.
Oh. We had a guest on the show once who wrote a book about birds, bird watching and stuff. I couldn't wait to get him out of the room. I'm sorry, Dave. You're talking about birds triggered that memory for me. Well, we're never.
And I didn't put it very eloquently, but do the right right thing. Do the thing that's not stealing. Do the thing that's not stopping your neighbor from engaging in commerce, and a lot of other things will fall into place and work out well.
Yeah, we're not going to agree on this, Dave, but that's okay. Anything else on your mind, sir?
No, thou shalt not aggress.
All right, Dave. Well, I agree, thou shalt not aggress. I think we just have different ideas of what aggressing is, but that's okay. All right, Dave. Nice to hear from you. Go ahead and give the Ridley Report a plug.
RidleyReport.com. I ambush interview politicians.
All right, Dave. Take care. Thank you for the call.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, bye-bye. All right, Dave Ridley of the Ridley Report. Michael Albert says, bird is the word. Yes. Boy, that was quite the, well, he acknowledged he didn't put it very eloquently. I think he realized his analogy was a bit ill-conceived. If we were all birds, we'd all go south for the winter. And then what would happen? What would happen to all the businesses here then? We'd all be in, I wouldn't want to go to Florida, certainly. COVID is terribly out of control there. Well, that opens up a line for you, 603-25. Jenny says, we know what his aggressions sound like, asshat. Give us a call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. We'll finish saying hello to everybody in the chat room. Hello to Shannon McGuire. Shannon, haven't seen you in there in a while. Nice to see you. Miriam Banish is in the chat room. Miriam's a top fan and says hello. Michael Albert, I mentioned. Michael was pointing out that great bass line on Mother's Talk. Yeah, Tears for Fears is one of my favorite bands growing up, and that whole album is fantastic. Songs from the Big Chair. Everybody Wants to Rule the World is like the big monster hit, but there's several hits from that album. Shout, Head Over Heels, and of course, Mother's Talk. And I love that version of it. That's the long version. It's about 6 minutes. A 6-minute version of Mother's Talk, that mix is ideal when I'm like running in here a little bit behind because it's just been a very, very busy day. Busy day in Matt's world. So, and Jenny made pancakes for lunch or dinner. It was 3 in the afternoon, so I gobbled down some pancakes. They were wonderful. It was a nice surprise. I love that bass line at the end of Mother's Talk. There's multiple versions of that song, remixes and so forth, that are available online, and they're all awesome. By the way, do you know what that song's about? Nuclear war. A little dark, but that's what the song is about. Angela Philbrook is a top fan and joins us in the Facebook live chat, as well as Stefan Philbrook, also a top fan. Stefan says, yeah, boy, bring me all the way back to memories of junior high school with that Mother's Talk business. Yes. Texas Michael Martineau is in the chat room, says, good afternoon, listening from NHTI in Concord, New Hampshire. Very nice. Scott Robinson says, comes in as a lion and leaves as a lamb. I assume referring to, is that a reference to Dave Ridley? No, I'm kidding. He's referring to March, the month of March. Eric Street is a top fan and joins us. Just heard yesterday's show talking about the auto insurance scam calls. I usually put them up to the radio and then they hear you guys. That is wonderful. Thank you for doing that, Eric Street. Thank you for doing that. Tom Blanchard is in the chat room. Motorheads of Manchester won't be long now. Very good. Very good. Let's see. Miriam Banish says, okay, cool. Where in the UK is Alex Whiteley? Well, that will be we'll ask Alex that. Where in the UK is Alex Whiteley? I'm the master of the spontaneous song parody. I don't know if y'all know that about me. Scott Robinson says we love John Hopwood. Yeah, Scott's a big fan of Hopwood, as is Miriam Banish, apparently. Tony D is in the chat room. Tony D, a top fan, of course, from Philadelphia, and the Tony D Show. It's a very loud sound outside just now. Just got to the psych doctor. Let's pray for some answers today. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Jenny in the chat room, also a big fan of the Hopwood. She says, hoppy, hoppy, joy, joy. Let's see. Scott's got his pen and paper ready for the entertainment report for those Amanda McCarthy tour dates. John Hopwood is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, sir. Bobby Champagne in the chat room says, good afternoon, all. Rocky Huber, who is a top fan, says, what's up, everybody? Gonzo is in the chat room and says, Hopwood for life. Michael Albert says, I need to be stimulated. Well, that's good, because coming up at 4:30, Eazy-G is going to Skype in with his entertainment report. So there you go. Scott says, so right about now, John Hopwood needs to call in. Oh, my goodness. Well, perhaps John Hopwood will call in and join us via phone for Eazy-G's entertainment report, because Eazy-G will be on Skype. Peter White in the chat room says, I like me some Hopwood too. Very nice. Peter White of The Morning Show with Peter White, which you can hear weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. with a replay from 2 to 4 p.m. right before this show. Let's see. Just want to make sure we got everybody here. I think so. In the chat room. Yep, Peter's in there. Says hi there. John Hopwood says, that's John to you. Hopwood reminds me of the Army. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's see. Oh, geez. Wow, it's almost 4:30 already. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let's get ready for Eazy-G. And you know how we do it. Courtesy of our great friend DJ Midas, host of Late Night Delight here on WMNH. Oh, Jeff 9 is in the Facebook live chat. Says good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jeff. Here we go. A little Eggman for you for the, I think, 36th week in a row, #1 here on WMNH.
Oh, guys.
Terror has a new name. Eggman.
There's no such thing.
Let's take this call, just because they keep calling. so good morning.
Oh, guys. Oh, guys. Oh, guys.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, it's 10 hours to the pace, and I still don't have my ticket for Rondo.
You know what? I'm really not in the mood for that today, Eric, so I'm going to tell you what. You already have a ticket, so I'm sorry I didn't get the ticket. If I get another one, come see me tonight. But, you already have a ticket. There's other people out there like Terry Trainer that doesn't have a ticket.
I don't have a ticket.
No, I didn't say. I said I would try. I said
egg on my face.
I'm going to tell you. You don't have egg on your face. I'm going to tell you what. You should be grateful that you have one ticket. All right, kid? You understand me? You're calling for free stuff. We take care of you all the time. I tried to get the ticket. I couldn't do it. I've been very busy. So don't worry about you having egg on your face, Eric. That's being a little selfish. You hear what I'm saying, man? You hear what I'm saying? See you tonight at the Taste of Downtown, my friend. Wow. Whoa. You know what? The guy calls up for free stuff. You know, we take care of him.
Does he have a ticket?
He already has a ticket.
I don't have a ticket.
He wants a ticket for someone that may go with him. And I told him I would try to get him a ticket. And now he's upset. He says he has egg on his face.
There you go. A little bit of Eggman from DJ Midas, featuring Peter White and Eazy-G. Yes. And Eric did begin to Skype, and then I went to answer it, and he was gone. So, Eric, go ahead and try Skyping in again, my friend. Peter in the chat says, wow, I can be such a dick. Oh, boy. We do have a call. Let's grab this. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hey, it's Easy. I tried to Skype in, but it wasn't working.
Well, I went to answer it, and you were gone. What happened when you tried Skyping in? Because it showed up on this end.
It just kept ringing on my side.
Well, try again. Hang up and try again.
All right, I'll try one more time.
Try one more time. Okay. All right.
Bye.
All right, but goodbye. I think he just, I had the volume down on Skype because we were playing the Eggman song, And I think he just gave up too quickly. You can't give up too quickly, Eazy-G. You have to approach it with the same dogged determination as though you're calling Peter White and trying to get free tickets to something. Okay. Let's see. Eric, is that you?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I think you just gave up too soon the last time. Persistence wins out, my friend. You know, if at first you don't succeed, Skype again.
That's my third time trying.
Your third time trying. Well, I had the volume down while we were playing the Eggman song.
Oh, all right. Third time's a charm.
Third time's the charm, Eazy-G. Wow, my goodness.
I want to get that off my chest right now. I can't believe the AEW signed the Big Show.
It's a big show.
Well, if they use this for a commentator, I guess it's okay. But if they put him in the ring, come on, he's 49 years old.
You don't like it when the old guys come back for the wrestling.
A spot on the young guys.
Yes.
And then AEW learned that you don't pick up all the old guys. That's how you go out of business. WCW, all the other leagues there that folded in the past.
Maybe you should call them and give them some advice. You could call them and say, hello, guys, don't pick up all the old guys.
WCW, they made a history of picking up all the old parts from WWE, WWF.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Now, how are you Skyping in, Eazy-G? Is this on your phone or is it on your wonderful tablet?
The tablet store, I haven't been feeling the best, so I think I'll go when I feel better.
Right. So, why don't you just donate the tablet?
I get aggravated. I can't figure it out. So
Right. So is the tablet like the worst gift you've ever gotten because it's actually turning out to be more trouble than you can deal with?
A password for the crazy item. Then I think it'll be a great thing. But right now it's just I don't know.
You can't remember the password?
Well, I'm having trouble figuring out what the password is so I can figure out how to use the thing. The thing is on, but I can't figure out how to use it without a password.
So did it come with a password and you can't figure out what the password is that it came with?
Not that I'm aware of. But anyways, let's stop talking about it. I get aggravated.
I'm so confused. Maybe the password is Eric is aggravated.
Yeah. But anyways, I guess the rumor is he's going to fight that other old part, Shaquille O'Neal from the Lakers there.
Oh, God. Didn't they already do that? Maybe the password is Eggman.
Yeah, maybe it is. But I think they did that and tried to do it in WWE days, but it didn't go over. I don't know. Shaquille O'Neal's old, too. I guess he's being... I don't watch AEW, but he's a commentator now, I guess.
Michael Alber in the chat room says the password is 0000. Try that.
All right. Well, that's my 2 cents about AEW.
Do you have the tablet with you right there? You could try it right now.
No, I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Alex Whiteley is in the chat room. He'll be joining us in the second hour via Skype. He says, I got beef Melissa Wellington. Try that, Eazy-G. Perhaps the password is Melissa Wellington.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm ready to do my crazy report.
Oh, you've got your entertainment report ready. Well, here, let me pull up your intro. Here we go.
I got a nice new folder too. It's orange.
Oh, I should wait a minute. Are you telling us before I hit your intro? Are you telling us? Let me pull up your. Oh, whoops. Wow, it's like we're time traveling.
I got a nice new folder too. It's orange.
Oh, I should. Wait a minute. Are you telling us, before I hit your intro, are you telling us? Let me pull up your. Oh, that's very confusing, isn't it? Hang on.
It is.
Okay, so are you telling us that you've retired the big blue binder?
Yeah, I threw it away. It's all ripped.
Wow. We could have auctioned that off for charity.
It's only paper, so.
It's only paper, Eazy-G. All right, here it is, Eazy-G's intro for the entertainment report.
From around the way. Easy.
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Eazy-G's got ya. Entertainment report style. That's why I'm easy.
'Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
Now, Eric, Eazy-G is, Alex Whiteley is asking, who is Melissa and why did she make it into my Beef Wellington comment? Who is Melissa, Eazy-G? Is she in your entertainment report? Melissa Wellington.
Oh, no, I don't even know who she is.
Oh, right. You should research that. She might be touring with Amanda McCarthy.
Yes, we might get a lot of Amanda McCarthy dates. So
oh, boy. I hope Scott Robinson has his pen and paper ready. He's going to be very excited.
Oh, yeah, I just want to give a shout out to, he's not listening till later on because he's working right now, but Mr. Oh, goodness, great.
Oh, my goodness.
Robert Dion gave me some good information about the Majestic Theater, which I will be getting to in a few minutes.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
You know, the great Peter White gave me a hard time, but I was going back and forth with him in the morning show.
I'm sorry, what did Peter give you a hard time about?
He was find your own information.
Right. Oh, now Peter White, by the way, has addressed you in the Facebook live chat. He says, I say Easy and Jeff Nyan should settle their differences in the ring for charity.
Yeah, we love each other now. So.
I thought you squashed that beef, but Peter White seems to be suggesting that there's still beef. Are y'all beefing again?
When he was on the Peter White morning show, and I said, I got no beef with you. He goes, all right.
And he just said, all right. Well, so you think that's just it? The beef is squashed? You ever eat squashed beef?
It's an old beef.
You ever have like a squashed beef sandwich, or are you a vegetarian?
Oh, I have some beef sandwiches sometimes.
You have a nice beef sandwich, do you? You ever have beef Wellington?
I might have in the past.
You ever have his sister Melissa Wellington?
No.
Okay.
But anyway,
I noticed you chuckled when you said that, so I don't quite believe you.
Today's February 25th, I believe, still. You know, they say we're on the road to WrestleMania. We're also on the road to Christmas. It's 10 months to Christmas today.
Oh, Christmas. Peter White says there's definitely beef, and he capitalized beef.
All right, well.
I think y'all are beefing.
We're going to dedicate to 3 people that are no longer with us. My friend Chuck, who passed the other day, and unfortunately another friend of mine, Isaac, passed the other day. So we're also dedicated to the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley.
Why don't you, I'm surprised you don't dedicate it to your friends Chuck and Isaac. Jeff Nyan says that beef is not over, nor will it ever be. And Peter White says super beef. Oh, my God. Eazy-G, there's super beef between you guys still.
My book is over.
This is terrible.
So my book is the only one that counts Peter White and Jeff Nyan.
Your book is the only... Oh, those are words of somebody who's beefing.
No beefing.
No beefing. That's what everyone says before they're beefing. They say no beefing. They say
some miscellaneous dates here.
They say, yo, I'm not beefing, and then there's beef.
Yep. Going on this coming this Saturday, Paul Nelson. I've seen the guy many times. He's going to be the Share Brew company.
What is that song? What does that sound? Are you using a power drill?
No, it's just an update on Facebook.
But maybe you're drilling some beef. Peter White says the beef goes on. That's a great, that Sonny and Cher song. The beef goes on, and the beef goes on.
Well, it's going to be on February 27th at the Share Brew Company and March 27th at the Share Brew Company at 6 o'clock.
Who?
Paul Nelson.
Will he be performing The Beef Goes On?
Maybe, yeah. And this coming on, okay, that's coming up. That's
the beef
coming up
goes
later.
On, and the beef goes on.
Here we go. Here we go. So Sunday, they came to the arena a while back and didn't do very well. So now they're going to smaller arenas.
Who?
Like Celtic Woman at 8 o'clock on March 24th at the Chevrolet Theater in Medford, Massachusetts.
Now, Celtic Women, is that the WNBA version of the Boston Celtics?
They play all kind of.
They play hoops.
They play all kind of great music, but it's not. It's all.
While they're shooting hoops.
All Celtic music in it, but it's not that popular anymore. So they go to smaller arenas.
Right. Jeff Nyan says, "Way to perpetuate the beef." Ooh.
I believe this was. This place was brought up earlier on the Robert Dion Report, March 13th at 6:30. St. Patrick's Day beer dinner at La Belle's Winery in Amherst.
Now, I'm sorry, Eazy-G, not to interrupt. I try not to do that. But Jeff Nyan is saying Eazy-G and Andy from Inklink are in the same bucket for me. So I think he's interested in maybe a tag team match. Jeff wants to tag with somebody against you and Andy from Inklink. And Peter says it's all about beef.
Yeah, Andy, I don't know, boy.
Rocky Huber says, get Eazy-G to say, will you say snap into a Slim Jim? Just like
I don't like Slim Jims. No, yeah.
But can you just say like snap into a Slim Jim?
Slap into a Slim Jim.
Oh, very nice. I have to unplug the Alexa because the Alexa's talking and I don't know why. I have to unplug this.
Remember when Macho Man used to do those commercials?
Oh, I do. Yes, I think that's what he was referring to. How about ground beef?
Yeah.
Jenny is suggesting ground beef, not corned beef, as Michael Albert said.
If you're looking to get married soon, there's a wedding expo coming up right here in downtown Manchester, March 28th. 95.7 is the sponsor here, and it's going to be at 11 o'clock at the Doubletree Hotel.
A wedding expo?
Yep.
What is
get married?
What? They're just gonna have people come and get married at the expo? You just get married? What do you like? Walk around to these different exhibits and I don't understand. When you get married? What?
Yeah, DJs there, and all kind of people that help you get married.
I've never heard of a wedding expo.
Well, they have them all the time.
Jenny is suggesting beef steak. Can you snap into a beef steak, Eazy-G, or beef cake?
Yes, here we go. Another great performer coming up, and I believe Peter White's a big fan. Adam Endran group. They performed here.
Adam
here
Ezra
in
group. I would be Eric. I would be very careful of speaking for Peter White that way. You know that got you in trouble before.
Yeah, true, but I know he's a big fan. So
the Taco Gate scandal, the entire city was engulfed in scandal and sour cream.
I know, but I know he's a big fan. So
you know he's a big fan, do you?
They're playing at the Flying Monkey Movie House and Performance Center. I believe it's right here in New Hampshire.
Right. I hope so.
Having an Easter Sunday brunch at the Amherst LaBelle Winery, April 4th on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And, March 8th, I've seen this guy before, Michael Boulay. He's going to be performing at the TD Bank in Boston on March 8th. Oh, yeah, in the Amherst Winery Winery, Easter Sunday brunch is going to be at 10 a.m. and 2:30. So 2 servings of great food. I believe you have to make reservations ahead of time.
Jared Martineau in the chat room has a question. He says, we just passed 2 anti-abortion bills in 2021. Can we get down to talking about how this never happens again? Your thoughts on that, Eazy-G?
I really don't want to talk about that stuff because it's too controversial.
Oh, right. You are never controversial now, are you?
Right.
Right.
Keep that my opinion under the table.
Under the table.
Anyways, speaking of Peter White, he's been to this event many times.
You're talking a lot about Peter. Very, very risky for you to do.
Yeah, I know. New Horizons Walk Against Hunger. That's where I met the great Peter White, and I met the great Matt Connarton there.
That is true. That is how you and I met, the Walk Against Hunger.
Like last year, it will be virtual because of the pandemic. So more information to be coming on that.
How do you say that word? Peter White says this report needs more beef. Can you include more beef in the report, Eazy-G?
Well, you never know. Come along the... and
sometimes beef presents itself.
Everybody knows the Fisher Cats will be having their first game May 11th, and tickets will be going on sale on March 15th for single game tickets in May. So you can call 603-641-2005 for ticket information. They're also selling season tickets and multi-game tickets, so you can get more information about that. And they're also looking for singers to perform at the Fisher Cats. So you can go on their website and find out more information about that.
Jenny would like to order a well-done steak.
All right.
Oh,
and
good.
Also gonna have,
coming right up.
They're also going to have a job fair, and that's to be announced.
Whose job is it to announce the job fair? I think they need to get to work. See what I did there?
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
In the NASCAR update, last week we had the NASCAR road race, and we had a first-time winner again, Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell. I went to school with him. I went to school with a Christopher Bell. I wonder if it's the same Christopher Bell.
Probably not.
Probably
February,
not.
The younger fella. Well, he's in his 30s.
Oh,
February 20th.
Thanks.
Dixie Bunka at 3:30 at the Homestead in Miami, and then the following week is going to be March 7th, Pennzoil 400, and that's going to be at 3:30 at Las Vegas, and then the following week is March 14th at 3:30.
What?
And that'll be a Phoenix. They tend to deal with all the hot cities now because they don't want to perform when it's where it's cold.
Only where it's hot. Jeff Nine says this report would be so much better if Eric put his entertainment desk on 93 and tried to dodge traffic as he reported. Whoa! Shots fired. He's definitely beefing.
Very nice.
He's beefing with you. That's what the young people say now.
I noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget the Red Sox will be on. First exhibition game will be this Saturday against the Pirates at 2:05. It might be on Nesson. I don't know. I don't have the Nesson channel anymore.
Peter White says, hot beef.
Next month, we're going to have the NBA trade deadline on March 25th. And look for the Celtics to be active, because right now the Celtics are stinking up the joint. They're not doing very well.
Eric Street says, props to the job fair on March 27, 2018. That changed my career. Oh, very nice.
What job fair was that?
It was in March of 2018. I'm not sure which one, but that was the date, March 27.
All right. Don't forget, around the corner, I think it's next Sunday. Yes, the NBA All-Star game will be on, which is usually a pretty, just a high-scoring game, no defense.
Eazy-G, if I could be your agent for a moment, we have a media request in the Facebook live chat. John Hopwood would like you to host the baseball show while he's in New Mexico. Could you do that? It's on Wednesdays.
I'd rather not. I'm not a big fan of the TV show. It's way too hot up there.
It's too hot up there?
Well, they can't with all the lights.
Ah, right. Michael Alber is looking for some roast beef, and Jenny says, don't stew in it. Yeah, you get it? You see what she did there?
I'm not a big fan of the roast beef.
Not a big fan of roast beef.
All right.
Sorry, Michael.
If you like to watch
a beef brisket?
Couple Celtics games coming up. They're going to be playing Friday against the Pacers, Sunday against the Wizards, and Tuesday next week against the Clippers.
Now, do the Boston Celtics do they ever do like an intergender game where they play against the women the women Celtics or whatever in the WNBA? The Celtic women?
Not that I'm aware of. Oh yeah, I do got a little beef going with the Hippo.
Oh, you and the Hippo, y'all is beefing.
On Facebook, I said, "What's going on, guys?" I said, "For 2 weeks in a row, I went downtown and I went to try to find your bin for the Hippo, and no Hippo." So the guy said, "Well, we're going to investigate that and figure out why it wasn't delivered."
Oh,
it was very weird. So hopefully they'll get their act together.
You know what? You should have done. You should have said, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, I didn't want to go there.
They already know who you are.
I'm not going to discuss that person on your show.
Hippo beef.
And go to grubhub.com. You can still get your orders in for your Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, I like.
Here we go.
I like the thin mints.
Like earlier from Robert Dion. You can call 603-669-7469 for ticket information, or you go on majestictheater.net. You can also go on majestictheater.net or call that number, and you can make a donation to the theater, which I'll probably be doing next month. It is the 30th anniversary of the Majestic Theater and the Ted Heber's classes. And I believe that's been going on more than 30 years. Just in person and virtual.
When you make a donation, just don't use any stimulus money. It'll upset Dave Ridley.
True. March 26th to the 28th, Disney's The Little Mermaid Jr. will be on live stream. And like I said, you can call 603-669-7469 for more ticket information. And the latest hot news is the Majestic Piano Man with Robert Dion and his friend Keith on April 18th. And they're going to have a couple tickets left to sell in person. But like he said today, they go on sale March 1st, and they're very limited. So if you're looking to go on to get a seat to see the show, it's a good idea to call up very soon. And they're also doing it virtually on YouTube. And then later on this summer, they will be doing some summer camps, and it'll be $160 a person. And you can get their 1 week sessions, and you can go on majestictheater.net for all that information. Many camps this summer.
Peter White has a question for you, Eric, but I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want to say that on the air. I've been suspended twice. I'm very careful about that. Is funny though.
Right. If you suspended the third time, it'll be 3 strikes, you're out.
Most likely, I believe so.
One of those times might have been Might have been Stacey Wilcox.
Yes, that's exactly what the most recent one was. Mike Pelopita from Queen City Cabinetry is in the chat. Pardon?
I mean, when it's more open, but he's not allowed to bring his alter ego anymore.
Jeff Nyan. No, Jeff Nyan really wants me to ask the question. I don't know, Jeff. I think I'm gonna leave the hot beef alone.
Yeah, you may keep that information under the table.
Yeah. Oh,
so anyway,
right. Yes.
Going on to the Palace Theater, they still have virtual events going on till the end of March. So you can go palacetheater.org, and also Megan Quinn Hunter and friends are still doing a lot of things on virtual for March, and they're gonna also do it on Zoom. And they got a lot of things going on, so you might check that out, all you youth. They're still rolling, even though the place is closed to the public. So.
John Hopwood just shared a link in the chat room. Apparently at Target, you can get Tina's Red Hot Beef currently on sale. Very nice. And Gonzo is saying that he thinks he's been blocked by John Hopwood on the Facebook.
I thought they were buddies to do the Ward 13.
I thought so too, but perhaps not. And maybe that's why John is looking for you to guest host the baseball show.
Yeah, I was watching it at the Ward 13. I couldn't sleep this morning. I was watching it like at 3 a.m. and it was quite interesting. I'm not going to repeat what he said because we're not allowed to talk about the stuff that he talks about on that show, but it was very interesting.
Very interesting.
We'll leave it at that.
Christian Lacoste, your nemesis, is in the chat room, Eazy-G.
Oh, not nemesis. I saw him the other day and I cleared the air. So
I thought you were jealous of him because he lives with Jenny and I. What do you think of the bunk beds idea? He kind of shot it down, but
not a good idea right now.
No, you don't want to live with us, and you could.
No,
what if he lets you have the top bunk?
I live better by myself.
Okay.
I need my space.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got a donation today for the Relay for Life, so my new total is now $1,332.
Wow.
But I'm kind of find out, believe it or not, I'm not the top. We're not the top team right now. Another team has $1,650, and they have like 3 family members that are on the team, which is fine. And they've all raised like about $700-800 a piece. So I'm still the top fundraising person, but not the top team.
No, we're all very proud of you, Eric. You've done wonderful with that, raising money for the Relay for Life. And how do people donate through you to the Relay?
My Facebook page, and you find the Relay for Life post, and you can hit the donate button if you so choose, please.
Yes.
And now we're on the road to WrestleMania, and believe it or not, the next pay-per-view is called Fastlane, and it's going to be March 21st. And I got a question for you.
What you want to do here, pal? Oh, come on, man.
What do you think of The Miz cashing in his Money in the Bank?
The Miz, 11 years after his first Money in the Bank cash-in and becoming world champion, he is world champion again.
Do you think he'll keep it this Monday when he fight that guy from the Hurt Business?
John Hopwood says, nobody gives a fiddler's fart. And Gonzo says, I'll donate $20 right now if John Hopwood unblocks me.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like they got beef.
Yeah, so I think the Miz will keep the belt at least till WrestleMania.
Mike Pelopita of Queen City Cabinetry says, I think Eric should start selling his autographs. That's a good way to raise money. People bid on your, maybe you could auction them off and then donate the money.
Sting will be actually wrestling in a Revolution coming up on March 6th, so I hope he doesn't get hurt.
A man called Sting. He's 62 years old.
Yeah, he's getting ridiculously old to be in the wrestling ring. Come on.
Wow.
I wonder if he's got to sign a waiver. If he gets hurt, AEW is not responsible for his injuries.
Still there?
Hello? Okay. You think of that, Matt? Do you think he has to sign a waiver?
Well, let me ask you this: who would win in a wrestling match, you or Sting? Because you're younger than he is.
Probably Sting. He just punched me in the rib, and that would be a horrible thing.
Mike Pelopita suggests autographed fanny packs.
Oh boy, yeah, that'd be interesting. Oh yes, don't forget there's another fun show coming up around the corner. It's the yes, here we go. It's the ACM Country Awards 56 one on the April 18th, right around the corner.
We have a call, Eric. This is probably Scott Robinson looking for information on Amanda McCarthy tour dates. Let's see. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Oh, hi, it's Peter White. I just had a quick question for Eric.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Peter
we're talking so much about beef. I was wondering, what do they call that? I can't think of it. It's a trivia question for you, Ease. What do they call that when they inject somebody with hot beef?
Do I want to know?
Well, it's just a trivia. Do you know the answer?
No, I think it's trivia, as you well know.
No, I mean if you inject somebody with hot beef, what is the official word? What is the official phrase?
I have no idea.
All right. Well, you're next up for the hot beef injection, my friend.
I'm just glad I didn't say it. That's all. Wow. Yes. Wow, that's very exciting. Are you excited about this, Eric? This is a big moment for you.
I'm not really that excited. That's right.
No.
No, you like beef, right?
Yeah, once in a while I'll have some beef, yeah.
All right.
I got no beef with anyone.
All right. Well, you need to settle it with Jeff Nyan. We're going to do it for charity. I'm going to set it all up, so get your wrestling outfit ready. I hope you have some of those tank tops left.
Oh, boy. I got no beef with Jeff Nyan.
It's going to be fun.
It's for charity.
It's not going to be like Rocky IV when Apollo Creed died.
Oh, all right.
So it's going to be safe. Safety first, my friend.
Ooh, very nice. Maybe Eric can wear one of those Lucha Libre masks.
I think you can say hot beef and injection on the air, man.
I don't know. I just something about that phrase just made me nervous. I didn't want to be the one to say it, but
I understand. I understand, but I think actually it's okay because there's actually probably such a thing. To be honest with you.
Yes. Oh, of course there is. Eric's very excited to get his. Apparently, he's really looking forward to it. It sounds like.
Oh, he's next in line.
Ooh.
I like what Stephanie said the other day on your show on the Facebook. She said to be nice to Easy.
Yeah, I don't listen. You know what? I do my own thing, Eric.
Yeah, I know. But still, it was nice for her to be on my side.
No, I already talked to her about that. She changed her mind.
Oh
no.
By the way, Alex Whiteley is suggesting extra gravy for the injection.
Beef with gravy.
That's right. Wow.
All right, we'll call it the gravy match. You and Jeff Nyan in the ring.
Ooh.
Maybe we can close. We'll talk to the mayor. Maybe we can close down Elm Street for this.
I think people would pay to see that.
Oh boy.
Pay-per-view, that is.
Yes. I love it. I think it's a fantastic idea. And we can donate the money to charity. Yes. Wow.
Oh boy.
Very exciting.
All right. Well, this has been a great entertainment report, Eric. It sounds like you're just plagiarizing Rob Dion's report from this morning.
Ooh. Is that what's going on here, Eric?
I want to make sure I get the information right that I talk about. That's important to get the right information out.
And Peter,
in the past,
it's the same thing, though.
In Eric's defense, though, Peter, he does have a nice new binder.
Right.
Yep.
So there is that.
I got to turn the light on now because it's getting dark in my room.
What?
It's getting dark.
Oh, right.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right, Peter, thank you for the call.
All right, have a good night.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, I got to wrap this up because the other guys don't want to call, so I'll get my Amanda McCarthy dates out there. And
please. Yes, we need the Amanda McCarthy dates, my friend. Absolutely.
We'll call it a day because the other guys are going to be Skyping in.
Yes, Alex Whiteley from the UK.
She's playing Amanda McCarthy. She's playing March 6th on Saturday at the Lost Daddy Irish Pub and Restaurant. And then, Saturday, March 27th, the BS Brewworks in Springfield, Tennessee. And then Sunday, February 28th, he's playing the Hop Springs, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
What?
And then March 31st and March 17th.
Wait, where in Tennessee?
Murfreesboro. The mouthful.
You sound like you're having a stroke when you say that. Murfreesboro, I think.
March 31st and March 7th in Brentwood, Tennessee. And then March 4th, he's playing Wednesday at a 404 Nashville Bar and Grill.
Uh-huh.
And February 27th, really looking forward to this place, apparently. It's this Saturday, the Winners Bar and Grill. She's always wanted to play there. And then February 26th, he's playing at Belcourt's Taps Friday in Nashville, Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
And then March 3rd, he's playing at Canada again. And March 5th, he's playing at Collins Grove, Tennessee.
I think it's pronounced Canada.
And then March 31st, a music series on Wednesday at the Brentwood Suits Hotel.
Oh.
That was a great date. I found out this today. All right, wrapping up with April Christmas. He's got 2 dates coming out. He's got a new CD coming out, too, in April, the one called The Long Haul. Amanda McCarthy is a songwriter on the title track.
I'm surprised Amanda McCarthy's not your big finisher.
And we're going to finish with April Christmas. He's got 2 dates this coming up. February 26th tomorrow, the Tower Hill Weirs Beach. And then February 27th on Saturday, the Backyard Brewery Kitchen right here in Manchester.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't have any dates for March right now, but she's having some. Oh, she's put it on Facebook, though. She might be busy the next couple of weeks because her father is not feeling the best. He has cancer.
Oh, yes. I saw a Facebook post about that.
Public knowledge, so I can talk about it on the show.
Very sorry to hear. But
well, cancer sucks.
Don't go anywhere yet, Eric. We have a call. It might be. Oh nope, they hung up. I thought maybe it was Scott Robinson calling with questions. Scott is in the chat room though and says, "Is this the Amanda report? So she will be in New Hampshire?"
No, she's not coming to New Hampshire right now, as far as I know.
Fiddlesticks.
Maybe it's fall. Who knows?
Hopefully, yes.
All right, so I'm gonna end the report like that because I know the other fella's gonna want to call up and talk about his stuff. So.
All right, Eazy-G. Well, thank you for the call, my friend. A stellar entertainment report. Sorry about all the beef.
Oh no, I got no beef.
No, okay. Well, sounds like you do. All right, Eric. Thank you. All right, Eazy-G leaves us, and we will take a very quick break, and then Alex Whiteley is going to be Skyping in the second hour. So we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Matt Connarton Unleashed is live. Don't go anywhere.
But everybody knows who this guy is. Come on, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are well in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Matt. It's just me, Ron. I was hoping for some good news or whatever. It's been a kind of an awful day here. What were your thoughts on the cake?
Oh, delicious. I didn't eat all of it yet. I ate about half of it, but my God, is that good. It is really
right,
good.
Huh? I mean,
really good.
I knew it would be good. You got to lick your fingers, you know.
Yeah. No, it's excellent, Ron. Thank you for bringing that in. It's really good. Yeah.
All right, I'm good. I'm glad for you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. You all right? You said you're having a tough day.
Yeah. My mother just had a stroke today.
Oh.
My father's got dementia so bad he can't remember anything. March 4th is the 1-year anniversary of my wife's death. March 17th is the anniversary of our marriage. Today sucks.
Oh, man. Wow. Sorry to hear that, Ron.
Yeah, thank you. I know. Sorry to unleash on you because
no, it's okay.
I just wanted to hear if you enjoyed the cake.
Yeah, no, absolutely, my friend. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Have a good night and be good.
All right, I will, Ron. Thank you so much. Take care.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye-bye. All right, our friend Ron. Yeah, if you didn't hear yesterday's show, Ron had left some delicious, what is it, a cake? But it's not rum cake. It's Kentucky bourbon, but really, really good. I actually didn't get a chance to eat it last night. I ate some this afternoon. And it's so good. But Ron, yeah, we love you, man. I'm sorry you're having a tough day. Yeah, Jenny in the chat room says, we love you, dude. It's okay. Yeah. Ron, I've never met Ron in person, but he calls the show frequently and sounds like a great guy. And but it's a rough time right now. So sorry, my friend. Hang in there. Alex Whiteley from the UK is going to be Skyping in, so we look forward to talking with him. If you would like to join us by phone, you can, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton. Follow me on Twitter if you don't already. I would appreciate it. I'll even follow you back. And you can email me, Matt, at mattconnerton.com. This should be Alex. Alex Whiteley, is that you?
Hey, how's it going? You okay?
How are you, man? What time is it where you are in the UK?
It's 10:15 in the evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, Jenny and I really enjoyed being on your show over the weekend. Is that up yet online, or I've been meaning to look, but
that's going to be out on Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah, we're going to share that. We'll put it on YouTube as well, so we can see your glorious faces.
Oh, outstanding! Yeah. We had a really great time talking with you and Tom. That was awesome.
It was great to have you on. I mean, you came on the show before. Mm-hmm. I organised it. I really wanted to speak to you on the show, but couldn't make it.
Yeah.
The first time. So the second time, it was great to sit and just chat with you.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'll just listening to Ron. Then I felt so bad for him. Bless him.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Ron, I'm sending you some love from old Blighty. Hope your day gets better.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat room too. Scott Robinson says you're a good man. Ron Shannon McGuire says so sorry, Ron. Yeah. Ron, like I said, I've never met Ron, but he seems like a great guy, and he brought me food. So that's the easiest way to win my affections. Jenny made pancakes today. Ron brought me cake yesterday. It's life is good.
It's nice. That's one of my first rules with my show, the Shrewsbury Biscuit, is when people bring me food, we're friends for life.
Yes,
it happened many times. I had a lady come in and she home baked some Shrewsbury biscuits with blackcurrant marshmallow in the middle. Oh, and I was like, friends for life, and we have been since.
Right. Now, what? So what is that? Because I don't think we've talked about that for our listeners who want to check it out. What is the Shrewsbury biscuit?
So I'm from Shrewsbury in Shropshire, in the UK, which is the birthplace of Charles Darwin. And I moved there about 4 or 5 years ago, and I wanted to sort of document because I fell hard in love with the town. I wanted to document how much I love this town. So I started the podcast, started interviewing local businesses, artists, things like this. And it really took off. And now we're doing amazing things for the town. It's really nice, really nice.
Yeah, that's excellent. And you should tell us about you have multiple, like you've kind of got a whole sort of podcasting network going, right?
Yeah, I've been working hard at it for years. I run the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. We just signed our first media team. We just put a media team together, which is amazing to hear. I never thought I'd get that far.
Yeah.
I also have USUK, US UK, which is it's my celebration of the relationships that I've made between the UK and the US, and between me and Tom Bruno, my co-host. We decided we wanted to put together a collection of shows that sort of discover the differences between US and UK culture, because there's so much. Even though you guys speak a similar language, you guys don't speak English, you speak American. Absolutely. So we got a team together. So it's me and Tom Bruno. There is Jamie Westwood and Tom Stevens, David Raby, who's in Santa Ana in California. And we put together like 4 different shows. There's live shows. There's investigational shows there's like the one you're on, What's the Difference? So we talk about people from culture. We've had some amazing guests on there just to sit and talk about how do you take something that's quintessentially American and sell it to the people in the UK and the other way around, So yeah, it's quite an interesting thing to do. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Scott Robinson in the chat room has a question for you. He's asking,
Hello.
he says, I'm really interested. What does he think of his prime minister compared to Trump? And I think I have an idea of the perspective from which Scott is asking that question, because as I'm sure you're aware, Alex, some Americans have referred to Boris Johnson as the British Trump.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to swear on this show, unfortunately. But no, he's, I call him the bumbling idiot. He's just that. I mean, when he first started selling Brexit to people, and people were like, "Well, what are you going to sell? What are you going to export?" He was like, "Well, we've got hobnobs. We've got." Hobnobs. He was just like so stuck, and he puts himself in the most stupid. There was the most ridiculous video on. If you can find it on Facebook, find it because it's brilliant. It's just Boris Johnson showing that he can clean a chair with a wet wipe, and it's just he's just stupid. Honestly, he really is. It's one of them. I like to stay away from politics usually, but when I speak about Boris, my true colours absolutely shine because we've had. There's over 100,000 deaths here in the UK because of COVID, and that's because they kept flip-flopping and changing their minds. And you know, it's one of them. It's an embarrassment, really.
Well, in the very beginning of COVID, I remember Boris's attitude was, "Well, we're just going to go for a pure herd immunity strategy," right? And it was just, and didn't he say something about, some people are going to die before their time, and
some will die.
Yeah,
some will die. Yeah, just off the cuff these comments. Oh yeah, people will die. Yeah, it was just horrendous. I mean, I get it. I mean, as far as like schools and hospitals and certain things like the police and certain aspects to society and the people have got to go out there and do their job. You can't fault them, really. I mean, as far as schools are concerned, it's a trial and error thing. They've had to just see what works. And the hospital staff, I think every single person that's worked in a hospital throughout this deserves an award of some kind.
Absolutely.
I've seen so many videos of like nurses just absolutely heartbroken, exhausted, beyond emotional because they weren't supposed to be doing. I think Jenny spoke about this on the podcast that we did. People aren't designed to go through what they're going through, and it's. I mean, we're looking at it now though. We just had news through a couple of days ago that because I was just listening to Eazy talking about entertainment acts and live music. And what's a stimulus? What is a stimulus check? I know what it is, but we don't get anything like that over here.
Yeah.
Because we have been in complete lockdown for months now. It's something that, I mean, I feel lucky to go to work because I'm a frontline worker. I feel lucky to go to work, never mind go to see live music and what have you. I mean, I've seen people, I've got friends in New Orleans and I've seen them in pubs and bars and stuff. I'm like, what? How? It's very alien to me.
Yeah. So so when you talk about the lockdown there, I mean, how restrictive is it? Like, are bars just completely closed?
Yeah, no eateries, no cafes, no pubs, no bars, only essential shops. So anything that sort of sells food or essential items has been open. So I live in a town that's got a very strong, very prominent coffee shop culture. It's like during the summer when they kicked everybody out into beer gardens and outdoor coffee shop areas, walking through Shrewsbury was like walking through a town in Europe. Everybody was out enjoying the sun, enjoying their coffee, So to say that they got to close, it has been very, very traumatizing for a lot of business owners. And for someone that my primary job is to promote independent business owners and the town on the whole, it's been quite hard to see.
Oh, I can imagine. Absolutely. Yeah. And so what does the government there, what do they do? How does it work as far as supporting businesses that have had to, or is there any support? Or is it just, or does Boris just say, hey, everybody's on their own?
No, I think if you're self-employed and you've got your own business, there has been sort of funding put in place.
Okay.
People that have been on furloughed they've been receiving I guess that's better than a stimulus check to receive 80% of your salary or your wage while you're furloughed. Because at the end of the day, you're saving money on fuel and food to eat out and all these kind of things. Like the money that you spend to go to work, you're kind of saving money on that, aren't you, really? So the 80% wage is great. I mean, I never got a slice of that. I had to go out and carry on working. But it's at the same time, like I said, I felt grateful for that. You know, the drives to work at night time when you can see the stars and you get outside and you get to see people and stuff. I couldn't imagine being cooped up in a room or, you know, your house for all that time. It would have been horrible for me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Can't imagine it.
Yeah, absolutely. How are vaccinations going there?
Really well, from what I can see. In Shropshire, I think it's almost all of over 70s have been vaccinated now. I've been vaccinated, frontline workers. The only problem is they seem to be really dragging their feet with teachers and people like police and things like that. I don't understand why. Because, of course, when you have your vaccination, you got to go back a few weeks later to have your second dose.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a delay on it. So I don't know why they didn't jump on that straight away, just to be like, well, because they're rolling out this, what they're calling a roadmap now. I think a lot of other countries have done something similar. I was looking earlier. So it's like a tier-step way of opening up the world again.
Mm-hmm.
And from the 8th of March, schools open again. But like these teachers haven't had their vaccinations, so I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, that's been an ongoing discussion here in the U.S. In some states. You know, teachers want to get vaccinated, and you know, in some states they're not really high on the priority list, it would seem, and it's been you know, it's been the cause of some controversy. But it seems like the states in the United States where they've done the best job. They've kept it very simple, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's some, you know, everything's always somewhat bureaucratic, but in the state of New York, for example, obviously one of our largest states in the country, they've made it very complicated. It's this whole very sort of complex, you know, in terms of the different phases of people. Whereas in a state like West Virginia, which I think has done better than just about anybody in the United States, they just kept it very simple. That seems to be the key is, you know, just like Israel, I know they've done well. And from what I understand in Israel, they just said, okay, you know, if you're 70 or over, you're coming this week. And if you're in your 60s, you're coming this week. And if you're in your 50s, you're coming this week, and just boom, boom, boom. And it's been pretty effective.
Yeah. But they did something similar here. They're sort of like over 60s, over 70s, over 60. At first, it was over 70s and frontline workers straight in for the vaccination. I was one of them, you know, the first people. Then it was over 60s, and then they'll just slowly roll it out to people. So we did something similar here. What's the deal with healthcare over there? Are you guys having to pay for the vaccination, or is it all free for everyone?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. I know that, you know, because I mean, I don't know when I'm going to be vaccinated. I have asthma. In fact, I'm wearing my asthma shirt today. I get compliments. Jenny got this for me, asthma, because of all the things I can be bad at. I suck at breathing. But because we actually think, I don't know if you've heard me talk about this, but it's been a topic of discussion in my household. We think I may have had COVID because on Christmas night, 2019, I ended up in the emergency room with trouble breathing, and I'd never had any lung issues before, and all of a sudden I'm being diagnosed with asthma, and I'm in my 40s, and usually that's something you're diagnosed with when you're very young. So we think I may have had it. Of course, you can get it again, so there's no reassurance in that, but that was before we knew that it was here. Of course, now we know it was here probably much earlier than that, but even with my asthma, I'm expecting to get vaccinated sometime between hopefully someday and God knows when. So I don't know exactly. Jenny has an appointment in March, but I think insurance just pays for it. But if you're not insured, I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. And I'm sure it varies from state to state. But I know there was talk about just making it free for everybody. But I don't know. That's a good question. But
it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you like, I know that there are problems politically when it comes to like free healthcare. People are like, oh, that's socialism, or the C word. You can't really say that, you know. But like, if you start giving out free healthcare, it kind of causes problems. But at the same time, you want this virus gone, don't we?
Right.
You know, if you want the economy running again, and you want people going out to concerts, like Eazy-G's trying to tell people to go to see live music. If you want to be able to go and do it, I can't wait to go to a festival, or a concert. I'm dying to do it. then we need to get rid of this vaccine. I'm quite proud of the majority of the UK that have gone out and done it. I mean, there's been a little bit of pushback. A lot of vaccine, not a lot. There's a few anti-vaxxers over here in the UK. Here it's a big problem for you guys in the US.
Oh yeah. I honestly, Alex, I didn't know pre-COVID. I did not realize just how many of these sort of right-wing anti-vax conspiracy theorist lunatics there are in the United States. Like I knew it was, I knew they were here. I knew there was a strong presence of them. I didn't realize just how many there are. I mean, a good chunk of them voted, but as they do, but, realizing, people I know, people I've met personally. And of course I have a lot of friends on Facebook and on social media, people who I've never met, but I didn't know pre-COVID just how many of them either, think it's all a hoax or think it's all just the flu or they believe in it, but they think that it was wrong to close anything down or have any restrictions. They think we just should have let the virus run rampant, apparently. And the anti-maskers, I mean, they're everywhere. And I've said on the show, I think of any modern industrialized nation, I think that the United States has got to be the most anti-science country of the modern industrialized nations in the world. I mean, there's such an anti-science bias here. And it's, and what's so frustrating about it is, we're at 500,000 dead in the U.S. And it didn't have to be that way, but it's like pulling teeth just to get people to put on a face mask. It's incredible. You've got millions of people who've convinced themselves that it's somehow unpatriotic to wear a face mask. It's very frustrating, but it sounds like it's you have a little bit of that there, but not nearly as much as we contend with here.
Me and my wife were talking about it the other day, and she was saying about anti-vaxxers in this scenario. I thought, well, as long as we're vaccinated, we're safe. But then you got to think about any new strains that are that could be developed because of people that haven't taken it. That will then affect people that have been vaccinated. There's a few issues there, but I mean, I think for the most part, I think if you go and get vaccinated, that is to save you. That's to help you. That's your protection, isn't it? So if somebody wants to ignore that and make themselves and possibly their family poorly, yeah, it's a shame, but that's the path they've chosen.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't care nearly as much if the anti-vaxxers were only hurting themselves, but it's a matter of, we have to all work together, especially with the masks. If the idea of wearing a face mask was to only protect yourself, as opposed to the reality is it's somewhat to protect yourself, but also to protect others in case you're spreading and you don't know it. If the mask was only to protect ourselves, then I wouldn't care. I'd be like, okay, if anti-maskers want to take the risk, fine, whatever. I mean, you mentioned Darwin earlier. I would be fine with that, but sadly, we need everybody to work together to deal with this, and
I feel like if we do get rid of COVID, I mean, they've said that it's always going to be there, but if we could reduce COVID to what may feel like a really bad cold or flu, to the point where people aren't dying and they're not stacking up body bags in morgues and what have you, then I think that's one of the modern scientific marvels of the well, certainly the next century. What an amazing achievement that will be. But I don't think the heroes that have put this together and the nurses in the wards will get the recognition that they deserve. I think it'll be the politicians that be like, "Oh, look what we did!"
Right? Right. No, I think you're right. But that may be one of the silver linings, though, is that with this mRNA technology, which a lot of people don't realize, and of course the anti-vaxxers and the skeptics don't get it, but this has been in development for a long time. I think about 12 years, and so it's not like it's a new thing. But the COVID situation obviously has accelerated the need for it greatly. But we might be able to deal with all of this this kind of thing much more easily in the future. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully we don't deal with something on this scale again in our lifetimes, but we may very well. By the way, joining us in studio, Ben Dion and Darryl Dion from the Weekly Dion are here. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Thanks, Matt.
We're talking via Skype with Alex Whiteley from the UK.
Oh, cool. Good evening, Alex.
Hello there. How are you?
Excellent.
I always accentuate the British accent. I don't know why. Stupid.
I love the British accent.
Yes, absolutely. Miriam in the chat room is asking, where in the UK is Alex? Somewhere up in the north?
I am in the Midlands. It's called the Midlands. So I'm right by the Welsh border, up in the middle of England.
Okay.
And that's a county called Shropshire. And I said earlier that I'm from Shrewsbury, which is the birthplace of Charles Darwin.
Yes.
It's a great little town. You should check out the pictures. This place is beautiful. If you're ever looking for somewhere that's rich in history and heritage, Shrewsbury is a great place to come and visit. But we were talking on my show as well, weren't we, Matt? That one of the first things I want to do when travel is allowed and stuff is we had an American trip planned last year. I definitely want to. My co-host is up in Vermont, which is right next door to you, so I'd be just around the corner. So if I do ever come to the States, I'll be giving you guys a visit. Popping over to the Hop Knot.
Yes,
sounds good.
Pretzels.
Absolutely, yeah. We would love it, yeah. And if we can get Tom here as well. Of course, Tom is right next door in Vermont. How did you guys get connected? By the way, how did you end up working with Tom Bruno?
See, when I first found podcasting, I was infatuated with Kevin Smith, and we used to watch or listen to a show called Hollywood Babylon, which was hosted by Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman. And I found a page called The Garmy, which is a celebration of sort of Ralph Garman, but Babylon too. And I had such a good time with these guys, and they made me an admin because I was so good at sort of helping them out. And Tom Bruno was one of the admins. The first host of my show, it was called... it's called Thor's Kin podcast. Then it's a little bit of a cheeky show, but my original co-host was really selfish and had a baby, so he had to step away. So I was like, I need an American to come on the show. Let's diversify things up. And Tom Bruno was the first person to get in touch. Now he didn't have a microphone, and he didn't have a lot of cash at the time, so I sent him this orange snowball, blue snowball. If you know microphones, it's a little ball. I sent him in a shoebox across the ocean. He picked up this microphone, he plugged it into his computer, and hey presto, we started making sweet audio together. It was great. And we haven't looked back since. And that was about 2.5, nearly 3 years ago.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So you guys just keep going with it. That's great. Yeah.
He's the guy I love the most, and I've never met him.
Yeah. Well, that's, and that's one of the nice things about, speaking of silver linings, as I always say, we're lucky in a sense that this pandemic has happened when it happened, because we have all this technology, and you can, obviously through podcasting and online media, but also just even just Zoom calls with people that we have this ability now to be able to stay in touch with people and to meet people online and stay connected to the world. Whereas, if this had happened 20 years ago, I mean, and, we certainly had the internet 20 years ago, but we didn't have all of what we have now, or even 10 years ago, it would have been much more challenging. So, so we're fortunate in that sense,
Very fortunate. And it's kind of helped me an awful lot, my team at Team Biscuit, for the Shrewsbury Biscuit, because we were one of the only people that was still sort of functioning and finding out how people were getting on. Talking a lot about mental health, what's still out there for people, and what's happening. And they trialed a drive-in festival, so they had like a bit like a drive-in cinema. So you drive into a field, and there was a circus one week, and then there was a proper music festival the week before, and we trialed these events, and we'd be there, and I'd take microphones, and I'd be about, and people would hear what's going on locally because of this technology that you're talking about. It's just I think it's a modern marvel. It's brilliant.
Like you said, silver lining.
Silver lining. Yeah, I love what we're doing, and you guys are welcome back on the show anytime. I'd love to sit and chat with you. But I'd like to come on this show again more often, just to keep you guys up to date what's going on over in Old Blighty, So we'd
love it. We'd love it. Absolutely. By the way, before we have to wrap up, Alex, Jenny is asking in the chat, what is the media where you are regarding America's changes from Trump to Biden? I assume pretty positive, I would imagine.
I know a few Trump supporters over here, some people that believe in his ideals and stuff, but majority, my little boy, he was 5 at the time, and we saw obviously that day when everybody was out partying because Biden won, and he was cheering. He hated Trump. He didn't understand a lot of it, but he knew. But yeah, overall, I think it's less of a left wing, right wing sort of thing, but more of a. That nasty man's gone now. He was horrible. He was mean to people, and he's gone. So regardless of whether whoever's in there is left or right, it's not going to be that horrible man again, you know. So I
can see that definitely.
nobody likes a bully, do they? And I feel like that was almost like the defeating of a bully. That's like if Nelson out of The Simpsons got the crap kicked out of him, you know?
Right.
That's what that felt like.
Exactly.
That's a great analogy. Yeah. Well, Alex, yes, let's please do this more often. We would love it. And absolutely. And please give your shows a plug before you have to go.
Oh, please. Thank you. My network is called USUK. It's literally US, UK, just those letters. You type that in anywhere, you'll find out there's a fan group where you can sit and join in with our community. If you go to our website, which is usuknetwork.com, you'll have access to all 4 of our shows. So me and Tom Bruno do a show called What's the Difference, where we speak to fine people like you, Matt. We speak to people from all around the world. We've had some amazing. We've had Brian Graydon, the co-creator of South Park. We've had Darren Miller from CKY. We've had some amazing guests, really have. There's also USUK Chronicles, which is with my good friends Jamie Westwood and Tom Stevens. They also speak to sort of celebrities. They get a lot of TikTokers in, people from the movies. We do 2 live shows as well, which is Wednesday Night Live. You can come and join us on the Facebook page, and we'll have a bit of fun, a bit R-rated fun, a bit like going down the pub with your mates, you know.
Right.
And we have
nothing wrong with that.
And there's also a show called The Weekly Bizarre Pod Stars, where I like to take some of the most bizarre stories that are sort of trending, the sort of stuff you won't see on CNN.
Yeah.
And we'll sit and talk about them, and we'll invite a podcaster on to run what I call the gauntlet to test people's skills behind the mic. So there you go. Matt, that's the next show you're coming on is What's the Difference Pod Stars. You'll have good fun on that.
That would be fantastic. Fantastic. All right, Alex Whiteley, thank you so much, my friend. Wonderful to talk to you, and we'll do this again very soon.
Nice to chat to you guys. Thanks for the listeners, and to everyone else. Thanks.
All right, Alex.
We'll
thank
see
you,
Alex.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So.
All right, Alex Whiteley from the UK. Wow.
Sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Jenny and I were on his podcast, What's the Difference, with him and Tom Bruno. We recorded that on Saturday, and he said that's going to go up on Monday, so we'll share that out.
Excellent. I was going to ask him about the biscuits.
Oh, the biscuits, yes.
That got my interest naturally.
Yes. Well, of course.
Since I'm unable to bake a biscuit, I'm horrible at making biscuits.
Oh, well, don't feel bad. I can't bake anything. What do you guys have coming up on the Weekly Dion?
We're going local politics tonight.
Oh.
We're going to have on a candidate that's running for alderman in Ward 6 for the special election, Mr. Scott Britton. So there's a special election next week. For a vacant seat in Ward 6. Actually, that's where my dad lives.
Oh.
Yes. There's 3 people running, and then they have a primary and then a general.
Okay.
It's kind of weird seat because they're only going to hold that seat for like 4 months because the city election is in the fall.
Oh, okay. Right.
But they have to have a special election to fill it while it's vacant. So.
When will the general election occur?
For this special election?
Yes.
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that.
I think it was May. I thought I heard May.
I think it's, because the primary is next week and then May, I feel like it should be closer than that, but I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Very good. And how's everything been on the morning show, Darryl?
Very interesting. It was quite an interesting morning because I don't have Facebook. I was unable to see what was going on over the clamor over the Inklink report from 7:30 to apparently 7:40.
What happened?
It was pretty amazing. It was just I think it was something that had been brewing, and only because it just appears, and I just say that tongue in cheek, that Andy was disinterested. He really didn't seem like he was, happy to be with us.
Oh,
that was just the overall feeling.
See, I missed all of this, but there were references to this in my chat room, and I didn't realize what was going on.
And that's just interestingly enough, both Rob, Dion, Peter White, and myself felt exactly the same way.
Oh,
that he wasn't really too thrilled to be on.
Wow,
and he really wasn't giving us a lot.
Yeah,
he'd always reference stories that Inklink was going to be putting out.
Yeah,
but because he didn't write them, he didn't feel he was compelled to talk to us about the story.
Oh.
And all we were looking for, and we spoke about it later, was just give us a taste, man. Just give us a little tidbit of what the story is, and give credit to the writer. We didn't have any problem with that, and that would have extended his period on the show for more than 8 minutes.
Right.
And it just seems as if it had evolved into his going out shopping. That little trick he was doing, going shopping for people that were wanting certain items at certain grocery stores.
Yeah,
and that's basically all that was going on.
Wow.
And it really and it came to a head today. And there was some references to Ben's show. He thought it was the Daily Dion, and it just didn't seem right.
Wow.
Ben's been doing this for over 3 years, and everybody knows it's a weekly Dion.
Yeah.
Nobody doesn't know that.
I don't think that's big of a deal.
Honestly, but Rob, Peter, and I all thought it was a big deal.
Wow.
We thought it was just a tish disrespectful, and we pointed that out.
I'm going to have to go back and listen.
And
I'm super curious.
And he kind of didn't back off of that theory. And he also mentioned that he doesn't listen to the radio shows.
Wow, yeah.
So, he had no idea what we're all about.
Wow.
And, and sadly, he was chosen because he was Carol's only full-time person on board.
Yeah.
And sadly, that was not the right choice.
Wow. What happens now? Is he done?
We don't know.
Oh.
It'll be interesting tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the 8-minute Inklink. It was, the reason I say that is as each day progressed, it became less and less time.
Yeah.
The first, Monday was like 50 minutes. Tuesday was like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And so on and so on.
Wow.
I can't blame him. I wouldn't want to talk to you guys either.
Right.
Well, typically.
There is that.
I'll call in and do news.
Wow.
We could dig it.
I'll do it for 2 minutes.
There you go. All right. Well, speaking of time, we do need to wrap up so I can do my in-between show cleaning because it is the COVID era. But stick around for the weekly Dion coming up next.
Thanks, Matt.
At 6 p.m. here on WMNH. Gentlemen, always wonderful to see you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you again to Alex Whiteley for Skyping in and Eazy-G for another entertainment report.
How was that report, by the way?
Oh, boy, it was stellar. Lots of beef.
I heard about the beef.
Everybody's beefing. And we got an interesting call from Peter White during it as well.
Whoa.
He is braver than I. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. But make sure you go back and listen to the show if you didn't hear it. WMNHradio.org. And stick around. Weekly Dion coming up next at 6 p.m. here on WMNH. And I will be back tomorrow afternoon. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.